Summary of Days of Our Lives. August 22nd, 2025. Kristen reveals something shocking. When the shooter is identified on Friday, August 22nd, 2005. This is your Days of Our Lives recap. Events from Days of Our Lives in the square. Sean ran into Belle after returning from his visit with Claire. Belle stated, "The jury is about to render a verdict in Johnny's trial." Belle observed that a prosecutor hoping for the accused acquittal was an odd circumstance. Sarah met Rachel and Brady at the bar. Brady clarified that EJ and Kristen had to travel to the courthouse since the jury in Johnny's case was prepared to render a verdict. Kristen gazed at Rachel through the window outside the pub. Sarah saw that Rachel seemed less anxious after testifying in court as she went to wash her hands. Brady remarked, "I think she's going to blame herself if Johnny gets convicted." Sarah shot back, "You're going to support her and help her get through it." Brady shifted the conversation to Sophia's unspoken comment on the gender of the child. "I've been thinking about the situation, and it reminded me of Sarah's shocked response when I told her about the baby's sex," Brady said. "Was I?" Sarah said. Sarah looked uneasy, just as she had then, Brady observed. Sarah was asked by Brady if she knew anything about the baby. Sarah reminded Brady that she was not allowed to provide any medical information about her patients due to HIPAA regulations. Brady shot back, "That means there's something you know that you just can't say." Sarah opened her mouth to reply, but Sean cut her off. Sean was informed by Rachel that she had been residing with her father. According to Rachel, "I assumed it was because Uncle EJ was upset with me for what I said on the witness stand." Brady emphasized that Rachel had no resentment from anyone. Brady stated, "We only care about what's best for you." Paulina, Chanel, and Johnny sat down in the courtroom. EJ cautiously asked Marlena out loud in the hallway about Kristen's arrival. EJ remarked, "She assured me she had a surefire plan to let Johnny go free." EJ stated that he would be forced to inform the judge that he had recalled that Rachel had been the shooter if Kristen did not make amends. Marlena whispered to EJ, "You can't tell anyone that Rachel shot you." EJ wouldn't allow his son to be held accountable for a crime he hadn't committed. Judge Dabney called the court to order inside. EJ cut Leo off as he began to read the jury's judgment. Judge Dabney cautioned, "Mr. DiMera, you are no longer the attorney of record and have no standing in this proceeding." Kristen shouted, "Stop," as she stormed into the courtroom. Kristen admitted to shooting EJ. The judge declared a recess after the audience gasped. Judge Dabney stated, "Once I ascertain whether Ms. DiMera's confession is true, we will meet again." Kristen was taken into custody by the bailiff. Johnny said Chanel, "I don't know what just happened." When EJ and Marlena met in the hallway, he acknowledged that Kristen's behavior caught him off guard. Marlena contended that the thought of her mother trying to murder her uncle would cause stress to Rachel. EJ told Marlena that Rachel had been okay during Kristen's previous incarceration. What kind of psychological harm that produced is unknown. Marlena continued, "And now she has to deal with the fact that her mother is going to prison for a crime that she herself committed." However, EJ retorted that Rachel might never be able to recall the shooting. When EJ came back into the courtroom, Leo went up to Marlena. "What just happened in there? Can you believe it?" Leo asked. Leo remarked that Marlena did not seem pleased with the development as she nodded. "My granddaughter worries me. This will be too much for her to handle," Marlena remarked. "At least Rachel had Marlena to assist her cope with the emotional impact," Leo observed. Leo remarked, "And because of that, I know she's going to be okay." Johnny discussed Kristen's startling revelation with Chanel and Paulina inside the courtroom. Chanel was incensed that despite knowing Johnny was innocent, Kristen had allowed him to go through a trial. Belle questioned Kristen in the judge's chambers about why she hadn't raised her voice earlier. Kristen remarked, "I never imagined Johnny would be held responsible for what I did." Belle remarked, "You provided testimony during his trial." According to Kristen, she gave her testimony to support Johnny by committing perjury, Judge Dabney stated. The judge was asked to clarify what had transpired by Kristen. Kristen revealed that she had gotten into a heated argument with EJ and lost her temper after checking on Rachel. "Something suddenly struck me as I noticed the rifle on the table," Kristen remarked, and I grabbed the gun, picked it up, and pointed it at my brother. Kristen told the judge and Belle that EJ had reached for the revolver when she had requested that he return her mother. It happened by mistake. I swear I didn't mean to shoot him, Kristen responded. And you simply allowed your brother to lie there, bleeding out? Belle inquired. According to Kristen, she had been in shock and hadn't considered dialing 911 until Chad had shown up. Kristen declared, I am prepared to accept full responsibility for my actions. Kristen agreed to sign a confessional document. Kristen was given a pen and paper by the court, who also gave the bailiff instructions to request that Kristen be arrested for attempted murder. Sean discussed his trip to South Africa with Rachel, Brady, and Sarah at the pub. Sean informed Brady that after her split with Theo, Claire was doing better. We don't stop worrying about our kids no matter how old they get, do we? Brady stated. After answering Jada's call, Sean headed to the courts. Marlena congratulated Johnny in the courtroom. Out loud, Chanel questioned why Kristen had not come clean sooner. Marlena remarked, she must have had a reason for it. Leo entered. Chanel inquired about the decision. Leo acknowledged that until the matter was officially dropped, he was unable to speak. Kristen gave the judge her confession in the courtroom. Kristen was taken into custody by Sean. The judge dismissed the case after calling the courtroom back from recess. EJ expressed his happiness for Johnny. Without recognizing EJ, Johnny, Chanel, Marlena, and Paulina left. EJ said, Belle, you must be so relieved. In my whole life, I have never been happier to lose a case, Belle remarked. Belle expressed regret for the way things had gone. I agree. More than you can ever imagine, EJ remarked. After leaving, Belle went to the pub to inform Rachel, Brady, and Sarah that Johnny would not be going to jail. Rachel gave Belle a hug. Belle requested to have a quiet conversation with Brady outside. Brady and Belle went out front while Rachel tucked into her supper. Belle stated, Kristen admitted to shooting EJ. Kristen was shackled to a chair in the interview room at the police station by Sean. Kristen refused to talk to her lawyer. Sean went outside while Marlena entered. This is impossible, Marlena snarled. Kristen maintained that she had to keep lying in order to protect Johnny and Rachel. Kristen requested Marlena to keep the truth from Brady and everyone else, because people will begin to question why if they discover that I lied to the judge. Which means that before Rachel is ready or able to comprehend what she has done, the truth will be revealed, Kristen stated. Yes, but I don't like being in this situation. I'll keep quiet, Marlena declared. Kristen requested that Marlena look after Rachel. Marlena pledged, I will see to it that she receives whatever care she requires. Marlena was asked by Kristen if she thought Rachel would ever recall the incident. Marlena claimed not to know. Marlena remarked, you are aware that everyone will assume that you are guilty of this crime and that you coerced your daughter into testifying in order to protect your reputation. I am aware that Brady and others will believe that. Through sobs, Kristen added, and he is going to hate me for this. According to Kristen, she would sacrifice everything to support her daughter. Marlena remarked, I've never seen you be so selfless. There is nothing more important to me than my daughter, Kristen remarked. Rachel would experience trauma if she found out that Kristen had shot EJ, Marlena said. Kristen retorted, but not as traumatic as the truth. As Paulina and Leo strolled into the square, they expressed their happiness at the trial's conclusion. Paulina remarked, now that the case is over, you finally get to start that book of yours. Leo retorted, to be honest, I feel like it might not be. EJ called Sammy at the DiMera mansion to share the good news. EJ stated, Johnny is free, and that's all that matters, regardless of how angry we are at Kristen. EJ expressed to Sammy his concern that he had lost his son forever. Johnny went back home with Chanel. I thought this day would never come on so many days, Johnny remarked. Johnny acknowledged that Chanel was his beacon of hope. You have supported me throughout the entire process, and I am at a loss for words, Johnny remarked. Johnny followed Chanel into the bedroom.